Alright, listen up, y'all. It's high time we talked about the epic showdown between these two, Naruto and Gaara. It's like the ultimate throwdown, the real deal. We're all hyped to see these two heavyweights go at it, so let's get right into it and start this party. But first, let's get back to where it all started. It all started with Sasuke. Bro returned to reality after reflecting on his past, but still posed on his tree as though he planted it. Yeah, we know there's a lot to think about, but can you get your ass up already? You have a volcano like Ob waiting down there to erupt. Speaking of ops, Gaara already sees himself beating the living daylight out of the tree mimic, dropping annoying little talks like the boulder in Avatar, The Last Airbender. He tells Sasuke he's weak and damn, I know that hurts like stubbing your toe at the edge of the bed in the dark, but then it seemed like all that matters is that for this tree nigga is the sneeze. Take a look at him. Dude hasn't still moved an inch, posing like he's there for a photo shoot for Vogue magazine. This gives Gaara even more leverage, throwing out words like daggers towards Sasuke, and guess what? Bro is still stiff and hasn't moved an inch. And I think it will probably be a mouth off at this point, but we already know the winner here. Still, Gaara doesn't stop. Now, he yells that Sasuke's hatred is weaker than his, and with that, finally, we got a response from the tree dude. After what feels like centuries, Sasuke replies telling Gaara to shut the hell up. At this point, his relatives are probably somewhere giggling like, that's my boy, you surely can't let them do all the talking. Gaara repeats his old boring words like, oh boy, you're the weaker one, yeah, shut up. We know, don't you have something else to say? And before I can say Toph Bayphone, Sasuke finally gets his butt off the tree, now super duper pissed. He ignites lightning in his palm.
Prepared to die.
Gaara shows us his teeth with drools all over like a hungry lion, and that is when you know we get the action we deserve.
Let's go.
After all the yelling and charging from those two, they lift off the surfaces where they were balanced and take the superhero to move in the air, bump into each other, and finally land on opposite trees. Look at them, hunching their backs like bees. Like, dudes, we're all here from 1,000 miles away. Is this it? Gaara's sandy hand falls off, he groans a bit, and he regenerates back fully. Sasuke, on the other hand, falls flat on the tree, saying his last prayer because he knows that he's for barbecue right now, judging from the speed of light Gaara was coming with. Finally, he had the chance to pounce on an already paralyzed Sasuke, but was resisted by my homeboy. Naruto gives him a rude-ass kick that sends his sandy body off, but he does his tough boy thing and lands on the tree. Okay, we move to the part where Naruto and Gaara have to face each other. Now, this is where everyone sits at the edge of their seats because one is for sure, it would be a bumpy fight. Gaara starts with his usual talking and bragging, challenging Naruto to come after him. Well, homeboy don't have a problem with that and assures us he will do as much as possible. And to be honest, that's just enough to lift the soul right up to the roof. Naruto does his thing, producing his clones, and you already know it starts right this moment. He and his clone sprung into the air, heading towards Gaara, and, well, not quite what anyone would expect. Three of them got trapped between those big bad fingers. Unfazed by that, clone landed on the beast's fingers, grabbing Naruto by his collar, and threw him towards Gaara like he was playing basketball. Again, while flying towards Gaara, he did the replication thing. That didn't go well because Gaara was too ambitious to let that fly. He boxed his giant sandy hand into the air, disrupting the process. True as hell, Naruto would be pissed, like, what in the world you did that for? He goes again, creating a clone that serves as a stepping stone with his back. He flung back up and poked that little knife into Gaara's butt, tagging it at 1,000 years of pain. Like, nigga, do you mean you did all that for one single Pringle hit? After rooting for him, you would feel more embarrassed than Squidward always felt around SpongeBob. I'm pretty sure the animator who did that was grinning menacingly ear to ear, all because of his hatred for Naruto. Like, bro, you know I hate it when you see one. The funnier thing is, he had the guts to squat like he was trying to grow his glutes with his eyes closed after that show of shame. Just look at him. Yeah, not just you. Every other cheerleading character viewing this fight was embarrassed. What did you do, Naruto? Well, Gaara flung him off. Surprisingly, Gaara explodes, or whatever we'll call that, creating lots of smoke, while Naruto lands on the tree but is shielded by Sasuke. That's some real homie shit right there. After all that, Gaara realizes the little poke by Naruto has an impact. He realized he had underestimated Homeboy, which is just fine. No one really takes him seriously anyway.
Got him! Got him!
Then Sasuke and Naruto have long conversations and flashbacks, and we will skip to the next part. He and Naruto is instructed by the big frog to wake the sleeping Gaara with a smack. Apparently he is the medium for the monster we see right there. Big Frog and Naruto combined forms, boom, we see a fox with his 1,000 fur tails bristling and flattened ears against his head, reflecting simmering rage. Now we know what it means when an animal on Nat Geo Wild sights a prey looking like that. Like, nigga, you my dinner. Foxy moves with the speed of light with every rage in him, faster than the Flash, faster than Sonic the Hedgehog, and yeah, we all thought it was over for the Monster Boy right over there. But nah, it wasn't. A single gust from Monsty's mouth turned the entire Earth upside down. You can see those guys' faces. I'm sure they're wondering why they aren't in their beds or playing a game instead of witnessing this catastrophe. Meanwhile, Foxy flew over the wind and landed in front of Monsty, giving the "as you can see I am not dead" demeanor from the 2018 Black Panther. Monster Boy extends his hand to punch Foxy, but luckily Foxy is too fast. Foxy then jumps towards the monster and what? It looks like Isaac Newton's gravity left him up there, frustratingly scratching thin air with his claws. Monsty gave another gust, and of course you know what that means, another natural disaster. And again, as always, he flew over the wind. Again! You can't help but wonder if he's here for real business or planning on taking over Aang's apple and flying. Now Foxy, or should we say Frog, is frustrated. He yells, "Arr, his powers are increasing now." Naruto, on the other hand, yells that he needs to wake Gaara faster.
He tried it.
Yeah, you surely need to do that. It doesn't look good on your end. That yell comes from the fact that he's sweating in his pants. He's scared to shit. You can see it on his face. They both sound scared, masking it up in the fierceness. We all understand, bros. Monsty matches forward like the Five Nations invading the Earth Kingdom. Already tired of his nonsense, Foxy picks up a tree of his tail, and pretty sure in his mind that corresponds to a sword. He tried running over Monster Boy, but the man was too quick and moved to the side like he was trying to practice some Michael Jackson moves. Foxy jumps up and throws his sword, you know, the tree, and he meets a counterattack from Mr. Wind's mouth right there. The two weapons crash to each other and there's an explosion. Foxy pops out of the smoky chaos and grabs the monster with his teeth and claws. Naruto jumps out onto the beast and the transformation is dissolved. With every energy, he gave sleeping Gaara a wicked punch and got his technique dispelled. And everyone was in utter disbelief. Gaara finally opened his eyes and couldn't believe his technique was dispelled. Naruto slides a little backward and runs towards Gaara, but he is stuck in the sand, which Gaara had caused. He tries to make a desert coffin on him, but a big frog sticks out his large ass tongue and wraps it around Naruto, shielding him from being in a desert coffin. But it still doesn't stop the sandy mud from being active. Big Frog gets tired and finally unwraps his tongue, lamenting that they've already used their chakra. Gaara looks Naruto dead in the eye and tells him that he'll kill him. And with that face, you know for a fact that there's no lie told. And Naruto did stand there and gnash his teeth. Things get more serious, and you can see that Frog does not have much energy to hold off Gaara. By every second, he was being pushed backward by the big guy. Naruto stands there, still showing off his perfect intention, and suddenly turns in the direction of Sakura, and the dude remembers that he has to rescue him no matter where he's stuck. Naruto turned back at Gaara with the deadliest look and pointed to you, knowing something was about to happen, like he was about to kick him in the balls. Gaara is still right there in the business of killing Naruto. And the second we see Naruto doing the signature sign, you already know what time. If you don't know, it's chakra time. He does his thing and flames emit right off the spot. And with the chakra, he squeezed out in that tight spot. He jumped up to place, extending his hand, but nope, it was held back by the sandy obstacle. But then Naruto had already decided not to let things slide today. He pushes himself further and gives Gaara just one headbutt. One. Imaginary stars probably read over Gaara's head because his expression said, "That was my head, wasn't it?" Bro, that was your damn Here, take a look at that blood gushing down. And in no time, the whole build-up sandy rock crashed into dust. The both of them fell flat to the earth and immediately sat staring at each other with so much. It seemed like they were not done after what felt like a decade of a staring competition. They decided to have a conversation. Naruto claims he feels empty inside, while Gaara suggests they finish things like similar people. And oh yeah, you definitely should. At the finish line, they stand on trees apart for the final lap. They jump off their trees towards each other in the sky like two dancing dragons in Avatar: The Last Airbender. The thing is, here, one dragon got to go down for the other. With every ounce of strength they possess, they soared higher into the sky until reaching a pivotal meeting point. With a determined glint in his eye, Naruto summoned his last energy reserves, his fist cutting through the air like a comet. With a mighty punch, he sent his Gaara hurling towards the ground below, the force of the impact shaking the earth beneath them. But then Naruto's like in his mind, "Yay, I did it." But guess what? He crashed down too, like real hard. Not so graceful, you know? And with this, we come to the end of this video. Like and hit that subscribe button to watch more epic fights like this.